Welcome guys, welcome to you guys there on Instagram. Welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome to my people over there on Facebook. Welcome to my kitchen. I am your diva chef Simone Walker Barrett, and today's dinner is inspired by the Mediterranean. So we're going to be making some Mediterranean inspired food. So I am going to be showing you how to make, of course, a gyro or gyro, because the G is kind of silent. So what that is some lovely grilled chicken or lamb that is served in a flatbread or a pita bread. So I'll be showing you how I make my pita bread, and also I'll be showing you, well, I went ahead and marinated the chicken because it takes a little while to get the flavors in. So I want to start with that first. So on my little tray here, I have all chicken thighs. I posted a picture earlier of what the marinade was. So let's just go back to what it is. So, but before I go any further, have you subscribed to my channel yet? Next in Food. Go over to YouTube, type Next in Food in the little search engine and click the subscription button so that you can get all the recipes that I'll be posting there. Alright, so with that out the way guys, we are going to talk about what this chicken was marinated in, alright, or seasoned in. It's the same thing. So because I'm inspired by the Mediterranean tonight, I have some similar or some familiar but some other little different flavors. So this is deboned chicken thighs. All I did was to go to the store and just pick up some deboned ones. Luckily they weren't very expensive today, so I was in luck. And then I added yogurt. Now this is what the yogurt looked like. The yogurt is made from whole milk. Yogurt is one of those what we call a good bacteria, similar to the bacteria that is used to make cheese. And so this is plain Greek yogurt. Greek style yogurts are usually very thick and rich, okay? This is the low fat variety. I don't really care for low fat, but they didn't have the full fat one, but it's just as good. Yogurt is usually a little bit tart in the back, and this one is plain, so it is great for what we're doing. So in our marinade, we had a plain Greek style yogurt, dried oregano, salt, smoked paprika, a little bit of cinnamon, and olive oil, and some garlic. Okay, so that's all there is to that. This is a big, so this is my little rotisserie stick. It looks like a metal skewer, and I have some onions and bell peppers that I want to use as the garnish, so I just put them on the stick. So this is already marinated, and I'm just going to put it into my little oven and set it for about 35 minutes. It should be ready, and when I come back we will talk about some other stuff. Okay, so Facebook people, eat your art out, and Instagram, this is what our chicken, Greek chicken looks like, and we are going to rotisserie it in my oven. Is it spinning?
Yes, but the meat too heavy, so the meat not turning.
I can't hear you.
It is, but the meat is too heavy, so the meat is not turning.
Oh, alright, my daughter said that is spinning, but the meat is a little heavy. Anyways, it's first I'm using that rotisserie part of the oven, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So let us move on to what we're making next. So our chicken is in, just cleaning up. This is our Greek salad ingredients, but before I go to the salad, I want to make our pita bread, which is a flat bread. I'll take this. So into my mixer. So I've been making breads and showing you guys how to make breads for a while now, and the bread is, I'm going to be making it in the mixer today. So in my mixer I have my yeast. So this is active dried yeast. All I did was to feed it with a little bit of sugar and mix it in a little water just to make sure that the yeast is still active. So in there I'm going to add some sugar for sweet. I am also going to add some yogurt. Now you can use yogurt or milk. Most recipes ask for milk, but since I have so much yogurt, I want to use it up. So I'm just using yogurt, which is just as rich as milk. From New York, thanks for watching. Water goes in, flour goes in, and this, by the way, is baking flour and whole wheat flour, half and half. Okay.
Latoya Roof watching from Longview Park in Flanagan.
Hi Latoya, thank you for watching. And I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then this is going to go on the mixer. I have a dough hook and we're just going to mix it away.
Baby, what is the name of that kind of oven?
It is just a regular electric. It's a small oven. So it has a rotisserie setting and it has a broil setting. I like to use it to bake everything, but it's actually the first time I'm using it with the rotisserie stick so that it spins. But it bakes very well. If you're referring to the brand is Hamilton Beach.
Serena? Hey auntie, I'm tuned in.
Alright, so the mixer is supposed to go much faster than my hand, so I'm using the mixer instead. So this is a pound of flour in total. So for my pita bread, I'm using half pound of flour and half pound of white flour and half pound of whole wheat flour. And to that I use a tablespoon of yeast. I use half cup of yogurt. So if you don't have yogurt, you could have used milk. Remember guys to share the live. Let your friends and family know that Chef Walker Barrett is in her kitchen and she's making dinner for her family and just sharing it with you. My daughter and my husband is on the camera. And so we say hi to you and we're thanking you so much for watching. So in the mixer here, we're making my homemade pita bread. Pita bread is a flat bread. It's usually made with whole wheat flour and that's what we're doing right now. And it's almost ready to take out the mixer. Before I do, I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil.
David Lal Freshta, soon come to Jamaica to eat my jerk chicken and festival.
Yeah, jerk chicken and festival is always here. Okay guys, so I think we are good. Hi Miss Melanie, so you missed the chicken, how it was marinated and it's now in the oven. So we marinate the chicken tonight with a little bit of plain yogurt, some cinnamon powder, some dried oregano, and some garlic and olive oil and paprika. Okay, and a little bit of lime juice. I forget to tell you about the lime juice because we're inspired by the Mediterranean tonight, so that's where the flavors are coming from. Nice, fresh, bold, clean flavors. So I'm just going to put this back into the container that it was knead in, greasing it with a little oil, and then I'm just going to put it in. And we're going to leave it to do a little thing that is referred to as fermentation. I'm going to just cover it with plastic, put it off to the side, clean up. Alright, so I'm going to take the mixer off because I'm done with that, just to get some more space on my board. So guys, share the live. Alright guys, so we have 2 dishes down and a couple more to go. So let us now make our Greek salad. Now this salad is very, very, very simple. The first thing I want to do is to make the marinade right into my bowl here. So I have an empty jar and some lime juice. Now they would use lemon, but I don't have any lemon. I have lime, so I'm just going to use what I have. So I'm using the juice of 1 lime. The limes in Jamaica, they're mostly pretty small, so you get about an average tablespoon of lime juice. And then to this, I'm going to add some salt. Now when you're making a dressing, whatever you put in it is what it's going to taste like. I'm adding some, what is this now? I'm adding some dried oregano to this.
President Jules, is the chicken rotating?
Hey Jules, it doesn't matter if it rotates at this point because it's still gonna roast. But let me check. Yes, it is.
Debbie, last stressor, Nepal is in between India and China. I hope you know Mount Everest, that's in Nepal.
Yes, I've never been, but I've heard about it. I also have heard about Nepal, but I call it Nepal. So when I heard it first, and then I was thinking about it while I work, I realized that I knew exactly where you are coming from.
Bless tells who's watching from Mandeville.
Okay.
Lisa, I will let him know you're on live now.
All right, my dear, thank you. So this is some fresh parsley. I'm just tearing it apart because I like it chunky in the salad. So I put that in. This is red onions. They're thinly sliced, so that's gonna go in. And so I'm not adding any garlic to this salad tonight because I'm also going to show you how to make a tzatziki sauce, and that one has garlic in it. And since we're going to be eating it in one dish, I'm just leaving the garlic out. But usually you have some garlic into the Greek salad dressing. So this is the base. I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil because I love my olive oil. Then I have some cucumbers. I'm going to dump those in. I have some fresh tomatoes. These go in as well. And then finally, these are some olives. So I have 2 types of olives. I have some Kalamata olives and just some regular olives. And then, look at that. So that's all there is to it. And when I plate it up, I'm going to be adding some feta cheese. So I'm just going to put the feta cheese right in here so I don't forget to mix it all together. Usually green peppers are in, but my kids don't like to eat the green peppers raw. So what I did was to put some green peppers on the rotisserie chicken. So we're going to have some cooked green peppers to go in with our hero sandwiches that we're going to be making tonight. So these are going to go into my fridge. And we move on to dish number 4. And dish number 4 is, let me just get this out the way. This is our tzatziki sauce. This sauce is made with yogurt, plain, thick, rich Greek yogurt, cucumber. This cucumber was partially peeled. I took the seeds out and I shredded it on the coarse shred side of my grater. And then I put it in a little cheesecloth and squeeze as much of the water out. And this is the garlic I was talking about. The garlic is going to go into this sauce, so that's why I didn't put it into the salad itself. And so all you do now is just combine them together. And this yogurt is very tart, so I'm not adding any more lime juice because it is sour enough. But if you like it very, very sour, feel free to add more lemon or lime juice. And then I'm going to season it with some salt.
Kay, hi chef.
Hi Kay. And this is our tzatziki sauce. This is what it looks like. So if you hear that strange word tzatziki, this is what it is. All it is grated cucumber mixed with delicious, fresh, thick Greek yogurt. Alright? And the Greek yogurt is very important because it is very thick, and so it will not turn your sauce into a mush. And then I'm going to put it into my little sauce container right here. So this is our tzatziki. Isn't that pretty? All right, so 4 dish down, couple more to go. So now we're going to go to dessert. Everybody loves dessert. So I have just a plain cake. I baked it and I literally just crumbled it up with my fingers. And to this cake, I'm going to be adding rum cream. So you now know that I love to cook with alcohol. I'm Jamaican. I absolutely love my rum. Could you open this for me? And in here I have some chocolate frosting. And this is some coffee caramel. Now this is one of the products that I make and sell. Usually I do it for I don't want to say the tourism sector, but I come out twice a year, mostly in December, and I try to sell it at the farmers market. This stuff is so good. So this is pure caramel flavored with Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. And what I love about it, when you put it in the fridge, it solidifies, and so you could put it on your toast like a spread. You could put it in between your cake layers. You could put it on in your shakes. You could eat it on crackers, or you could eat it on green apples. You can just have it from the jar. However you choose, that's fine. And this line is called Fruit Silly, you know, just a play on words. And under this label, I do only preserves. So I have a coffee caramel, a tamarind, I have relishes, and so on and so forth. I'll finally, hopefully soon, I will introduce all of them to you in one of the live and where you can get them to purchase.
Jules, got to try.
So coffee, caramel, rum, chocolate, they all work very, very well together. And these are the flavors on our dessert tonight. So in here, I'm just going to add some rum cream, and this is pure Jamaican rum cream. So I'd already washed my hands from the chicken and washed my hands from the bread, so my hands are clean. I'm just gonna go in and mix all of this together. All right, so what happened is that when you bake the cake, you allow it to cool, and then you crumb it, and then you add a flavor to it. So I'm adding rum. You could have added whatever flavor you like. And then basically you just squeeze them into little bite-sized balls. And I'm doing it on a tray because it gives me enough space to work with.
Daniel Brown says, hello, good evening, I'm on.
Hi Danielle, welcome. So guys, let's not have a boring class today. Let me know where you're watching from. Share the live, and while I make the rum balls for dessert, we can have a conversation.
First is Jules. What's the name of the dessert?
This is called a rum ball. A rum ball for me is usually when you're in the bake shop and you have lots of leftover cake trimmings. So you cut the cakes up to probably get a particular shape, or to make a smaller cake, and then you have lots of trimmings left. What we take that and do, we add a flavor to it, and you can add any flavor, something as simple as simple syrup, or something as bold as rum or rum cream or vodka or whatever liquor you like, just to soften it up a bit, and then you squeeze it into a ball, and this is why it's called a rum ball. It's very, very, very simple to make.
Okay, what's being done to the chicken today?
Okay, we are basically roasting the chicken in the oven. What is special about the chicken today is that we're inspired by the Mediterranean, in particular Greeks. And so we have some flavors from there on it. And those are cinnamon, oregano, good olive oil, garlic, and of course lime juice and yogurt. So you see how quickly I made those up? So I'm going to wash my hands and come back. Is that my cousin?
Serena Willis. I'm watching from the home of Street Food Saturdays, Mount James.
Thank you, Serena, for watching from the home of Street Food Saturdays. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now, I have some lovely toppings that I want to put on here. So I have some cornflakes, that's going to give us some crunch. I like texture. And then I have some ground almond. What that means is that I take almond nuts and I toast them in a pan, and then I put them in my little grinder and ground it to a powder. Okay? I have my plate.
It's Tay. Do you teach classes?
Karen Francis,
I do.
yes.
So in here I have some frosting. This is just some chocolate frosting, and I added some coffee caramel to it because I wanted that coffee flavor. So this is what we're going to do. I have a spoon and fork. So we're going to toss the rum balls in the frosting, and then
Can you bring your... Okay, never mind.
you guys see, let me just rearrange.
Pata's World. Big up my teacher.
Thank you. Okay, and then all you do is shake, shake, shake. See that? Isn't that just cute? And then it goes on a tray. All right, so one down. As much as I love to cook, guys, I don't love to touch my food too much, so bear with me. So we're gonna do half with the
It's Tay. How do I sign up for classes?
all right, Tay, keep watching. I'll post it when I'm ready to do the classes. I'm not ready yet. All right, guys, so look at this. So again, the rum balls. So the frosting is adding flavor, and it is acting as the glue. It's acting as a glue for our rum balls. And just because I don't really want to touch it too much, you can actually use a toothpick. See that? And then these, I usually just put them in the freezer for a little bit. And they're gonna get nice and chilled, and then the kids will just enjoy them. So if I was serving this at a catered event, this would have been done the day before, and I would serve them in like one of those paper cup, muffin holder kind of thing. All right, so you stay like that. And then we're doing one more with the cornflakes, and the rest we are going to do with the almonds.
It's Tay. Thank you so much. I'm anxiously waiting.
Okay, my dear. All right, so cornflakes, cornflakes, cornflakes. Now, if you're a perfectionist and you want to make sure that it is perfectly round, this is what you do. You get your hands back in there and you just pack it in like so. All right, and it actually makes it much firmer. See that? So here we go. Putting toothpicks on. All right, so we're done with the cornflakes. We're gonna go now to the almonds. Now you could have used chunky peanuts, chunky pecans, a mixture of pecans and peanut, whatever nuts you like. If you don't like nuts, that's fine. You could use Rice Krispies. You could use your favorite cereal. So I'm using cornflakes because that's what I have. So no worries, you can use whatever cereal you like, whatever nut you like. You can also use coconut flakes. So that only your imagination or your preference as it relates to taste will limit what you put on these rum balls. And I like sweet and salty, so I'm going to put one of my favorite snacks on it. And could you just pick up that cheese snacks for me.
Serena, the rum balls look interesting.
And they taste great too.
Karen Francis, good evening, Simone.
Good evening. All right, so these two, they're crusted. My husband likes nuts, so these are for him. These are crusted with the almond. All right.
Satchel, going to make these this weekend for my friends and family.
Way to go, Sachel. And these are very easy to make. You can just go into the supermarket, pick up your favorite cake, any flavor that you like. It could be banana cake, it could have been a pound cake, whatever cake you like, and you just crumble it up, add whatever flavor you like onto it, and just make it into some balls. So, this little thing here, you guys, I'm sure you know this little snack. I love this little snack. If I can just open it. Can you open this for me? So I'm gonna crumb some with some cheese snacks, and they're gonna give me a nice salty taste on the outside and even more texture.
Okay, the ones with the cornflakes should have great texture.
It really does. So right on the tray, I'm just gonna put that. I'm gonna use my rum bottle and just mash it. My rum cream bottle and just mash this. See that? So for those of you, if you want to play with the flavors, don't be afraid to use some store-bought stuff. All right, so this is cheese crackers. And this is savory, a little bit salty. All right, so in goes. And we get some frosting on.
Satchel, what type of cornflakes do you suggest?
Your favorite brand?
Oh, frosted or what?
Oh no, no frosted. No frosted cornflakes, my dear. Because when you try to work with it, the frosted, which is sugar on the outside, it starts to get soft. So I just like to use the non-frosted ones.
First Lady Jules, cheese and cheese.
Yes, cheese and cheese. So,
Satchel, they look great.
thank you. So we're just gonna do one more.
Blake says, "Boy,
You know, I think Sundays are for dessert. Like Sunday is your cheat day. So I always try to make a dessert. And luckily I have a family who absolutely trusts what I make. So whatever I make, they love it. So that's what I have going for me. Just gonna put this in. Just roll it into the cheese. Roll it. Get it all on there. And just put it right here. And that's all there is to that. Wasn't that simple? So these are going to get stuck in the fridge. Here you go. These are our rum balls. They are crusted with, what's this again?
cheese and cheese."
Cheese and cheese snacks. It's a cracker. This is crusted with almond, and these are crusted with cornflakes. And the primary flavors here are rum. Rum is on the inside of these cakes. So could you put this away, Ashelia?
First Lady Jules, check on the chicken.
Oh, there's a timer on it, Jules, so it will tell us when it is ready. So right now, we have 20 more minutes to go on our chicken. So I'm actually going to check on our bread. That's what I need to check on. So this is our dough. It has been fermenting, see that? So fermentation is a process where the yeast products goes through. So what happened is that in that process, the sugar into the starch turns into carbon dioxide, and that causes it to rise. All right?
Latoya Roof will be trying the rum balls.
Yes, Latoya, and it's easy. So you can make it from all store-bought materials or ingredients.
Kamara Richards, hey chef.
Hey Cam, thank you for watching. Alright, so our dough has been fermenting. It has doubled in size, so now I'm going to portion it. It's nice and it's not sticky. So if you're making any yeast dough and it's not, and you have it rising for a while and nothing is happening, it means that something went wrong or your yeast is absolutely dead. And so you just have to get rid of it and start over. So I'm going to cut this into about 6. See what happens. Or is that 8? 8. Alright. Okay. So I have my bench flour here. In the bake shop, we refer to the excess flour. You know, when you need a little more flour, we say, where is your bench flour? Flour that we use to put on the bench. And the bench we refer to is usually the surface that we're working on. So again, guys, thank you for joining. Share the live if you have not done so. And for those of you who are watching and you were at Street Food Saturdays yesterday, we want to thank you for coming. Thank you for following the food. We had a great time and a lovely, lovely sunny day. Alright, so this process that I'm doing, it's called rounding the dough. Yesterday at Street Food Saturdays, we had a little problem with our service provider. So only the service was very weak, so we could not run the card machine. So for those persons who was a little bit inconvenient for that, we apologize. That was out of our control. And so we could not post for all our fans who only come to Street Food by watching us on IG. We love you too. We couldn't get to post as much so that you could enjoy the food.
So Shauna, your dough is beautiful.
Thank you, Shauna. So I'm rounding the dough and then I'm going to let it go through another little step that is called benching. So basically you leave it on the counter and this relaxes the dough. If you skip this step, what I find is that it makes the dough so much harder to roll. So you want to just rest it. And I think some of them is just a little bit too big, so I'm going to take some off based on the feel. So I roll it in my hand like this, or you can roll it on the bench like that. These are going to be cooked. I'm not cooking these in the oven. I'm cooking these in my cast iron skillet. It's a great conductor of heat, and I want to show you that it can be cooked over the stove, so you don't have to worry that you don't want to light your oven. So while they're benching, just to prevent them from drying out, this is what I do. I cover with the same plastic that I used to cover it when I had it into my container here.
Stacy, is this the same as proofing, or does it need to be in a warmer to proof?
No, this is not proofing. We're only at benching. Proofing comes after you make the dough up in the desired shape that you want and put it on the pan that is going to be baking on, or just after you make it up in a particular shape and you leave it to rise again. That is called proofing. I feel like I've been cooking for a long time this evening. Alright, so as Sheila said that we're 40 minutes in, so we're good. So what I'll be doing in the meantime, I'm going to bring the stove over that I'll be cooking the bread on and pack away all the stuff that I'm not using. So I'm going to put some of my flour here just in case I need more to dust the bench when I'm rolling. And I'm bringing a tray to put the breads that I'll be rolling out on. Put some of my flour on it. Have everything ready. When you're cooking is a lot of work, you know, guys. So you have to try and be as organized as you possibly can to make sure that you flow. Alright, so I'm looking at the chicken. This is our chicken. It's almost ready. It's cooking and you can see how it's basting itself. You could use chicken breast for this, but I prefer the dark meat, the chicken thighs. So we always try and use chicken thighs. Or you could bone out a whole chicken and then just put it on it. The idea is at the end of the cooking, we cut it into small strips. We're going to cut up our vegetables also, and we're going to put it into our pita bread with some of our tzatziki sauce, and then we will have our Greek salad on the side. All right, so that was your close-up, just to keep you from being bored.
Such as in a heart eye emoji.
Thank you, Sachelle. So guys, talk to me. Where are you watching from? Let me know. I'm just waiting to roll out my dough. And let me just take over my stove and have it ready. So this is my little cast iron. Turn it on. Reheat it up. So as soon as we're ready to roll, it is ready, nice and hot and ready. It's very important that the pot is hot when you're making these breads into the pot. Turn the fan. So I have a little pastry brush here, just in case I need to glaze it with a little bit of olive oil. Pita bread, you usually don't brush it, but who knows what happened tonight. So let's see. I have my serving tongue to flip it over, my rolling pin for rolling, and a little extra oil for drizzling. So we're good. All right, guys, so we're gonna start with the first one. Put some flour on the board and just flatten it with your fingers, just like that. Put some flour on your rolling pin and roll. Alright, so this one needs a little more flour, it's sticking away. You know, the first ones are always the ones that give the most trouble. For about 6 to 8 inches round. Okay, so let's go. This time I'm going to dip it directly in flour. I love making breads. I find that making bread is one of the simplest thing to do. You know, you mix flour, water, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of fat, and you ended up with something that is absolutely delicious tasting. So I love making all types of bread. Do you want to give a close-up on this for the Facebook people? Rolling up the bread. So what I find with the bread, with the pita bread, especially for the hero sandwich, it's you can make it thick and open the pockets and push the meat in it as a filling, but I prefer when it's rolled a little bit thin, so you can almost just wrap it over the filling like a wrap. So let's see what's going to happen with this tonight. I'm just going to make 4 of them on camera for you guys to see. I'm kind of rushing the process, and you should not rush bread because it doesn't like to be bullied. It doesn't like to be rushed. It's like a, you know, it's like a teenager. You have to be a little bit patient with it.
Daniel Brown, good food, good cooking.
Hey Daniel. So guys, have you subscribed to the YouTube channel Next in Food? So for the persons who were asking about proofing, now we're proofing. This here, once the bread is made up into the shape that you desire, and you leave it on the bench or on the tray that you're going to be cooking it on, this step is referred to as proofing. So proofing is checking to see if the yeast is still alive and still doing its job. That's all it is. So while we wait, I'm just checking on all of my other good stuff. Checking on my salad that we put in. And the dessert, I'm putting the dessert in the freezer because I want to make sure that it is chilled. Our pot is nice and hot. So let's see if we could cook one of our breads. Alright, so let's clean up here. Turn this around. Always clean up as you go along, guys. It's very, very important. So our stove is here. Are we seeing? Want to get it very hot. It's very, because this is going to cook like 2 minutes per side. So you want to make sure that the pan is hot. Put it in. And I have a little container for my bread and I'll put them in. So every culture has their own bread. Jamaica is known for its hard dough bread. It's raisin bread, corn bread. For those of you who go to high school in Jamaica in the 80s and the 90s, you know, we can all relate to cornbread. Cornbread and cheese was a thing for lunch. And of course our hard dough bread with whatever meat, jerk pork, jerk chicken, haki and saltfish. So this is a container that I usually put tortillas in. Tortilla is a flatbread of Mexico. Tonight we're cooking from Greece, the Mediterranean, so we're making pita bread. So I'm just going to hold them in my container. If you don't have a container, just put them on a plate and cover them up with a damp cloth. So we're going to put the first one that we rolled out in. I just want to keep this on a medium because our pot is acting as our oven. Just put it in and just wait till it starts to bubble. It will tell you when you can see the holes. And then we're going to flip it around, give it a little baste with some olive oil.
Official cooks, I hope COVID is over soon so you can do your pop-up in the streets. Your food is so innovative.
Who said that?
Official cooks.
Thank you so much. So guys, can you see this? You see these are the bubbles. So what happened is that you make the dough with water. So the water that was used is creating what we call steam. And so the steam is causing the dough to rise. So it starts in little air pockets. And as you watch it, you can actually see them getting bigger. So that's a good thing. That's what we want to see. It means that our bread is light enough and we can cut a pocket in it and stuff our filling in if we like. You have to move up and down so much in these kitchens. When they're designing these houses, they didn't think about live cooking in mind because everything is far apart. You have to walk and walk some more. But it is what it is. So you see our pita bread, it's getting bubbly.
First Lady Jules, could it be baked also?
Yes, definitely. Very good question, Jules. When I'm baking it in the oven, I bake it on a stone, so like a pizza stone, or in simple term, you go to the hardware and you buy yourself a nice ceramic tile because it's a type of stone or marble tile. Marble is the better one. Buy a nice square of marble tile, put it in your oven, preheat the oven, and that's what I would have baked it on in the oven. If you don't have that, you can bake it on a sheet pan. Usually I preheat the sheet pan first, and then I put the product on it to bake. Now it's better to bake this thing very fast than slow. Okay. I'm gonna flip it over. And it's nice and soft. You see, these are the brown crusts. That's what we want to see.
First say the juice. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome, hon. Okay, so for the next one I'm baking, I'm gonna dust as much of the flour off, because what's happening is that the flour starts to caramelize in the pan, it starts getting brown. Now remember, I always say that cooking is an absolute act of love. So it takes a little time to get it right, and when you're done, it's going to taste absolutely amazing. And we're cooking, and our chicken, the timer went off. It is ready. Not quite, because they're stuck so tightly. Alright, so I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. Giving our chicken 10 more minutes to get ready. Alright, so our first bread is out and ready. Put it in our bread container. So this is what I'm going to do. Just going to wipe out these burnt on piece. Turn my fire down a little bit.
Daniel Brown, looking good. Love the cooking.
Hey Danielle, thank you. And we put the second bread in. Dust off. Oh, I forgot to dust the flour off. All right. See that? Look at those big, beautiful bubbles. All right, this one I'm going to put a little fat on it. I like to put some fat on mine. All right, and then I'm flip it over. Do the same thing here. Put a little olive oil and it just keeps on rising up. That's what we want. So this is another little way that you could do it. Because the whole wheat flour tends to be a little bit on the dry side, which is fine, but it's a preference of mine to add. So just base it with a little bit of olive oil. And once your pot is hot, this will go very, very fast. Like what's happening here. So remember a few weeks ago we baked naan, and we made the naan. The naan was an Indian flatbread, and similar to this is how it was done. So you see how cultures are different, but they're also very similar. So this one is going to come out shortly, and we're going to put one more in. Oh, I only make 3. I didn't make any for Jacoby. So let me make one for Jacoby. Probably this fat one. Take this one out. Put it in here. It's ready. And we wipe. And then this one is for Ashelia. Dust it up. And I keep forgetting to dust the flour off. But that one is in. Then I'm gonna roll this one out. And it needs some flour.
So I reach your 1 minute mark.
1 minute before we need to save the live.
Yep.
All right, guys, on Instagram, you know how we do on a Sunday evening. We have to save the live and then we start back and you'll see the finished product. So you take care until I see you back here in 5 minutes or so.